Hey everyone, how's it going out there? Brandon, aka Scourge of Vinyl. This is it. This is the cream of the crop. My top albums of 2020, numbers 10 to 1. So, as always, this is my list. I don't care if you don't like it. It's just for fun. It's objectional. It's just a way to talk about great new music that came out in this god-awful year. So, let's get into it. Number 10. Incantation, Sect of Vile Divinities. Incantation is a band that has a million clones, but at the end of the day, there is only one Incantation. Just absolutely filthy, cavernous, disgusting death metal, like Incantation has been doing for decades at this point. And this one is just another release to add to their discography. Just a absolutely amazing discography. This band never disappoints. They keep on churning out release. John McEntee and company just know how to do it. That's it, you know? This band is imitated often, but duplicated never. Incantation coming in at number 10 with Sect of Vile Divinities. Number 9. Cenotaph, Monte Verita. Black metal from France. If you've heard Norman Shores, if you've heard Necropoly, it's the same artists. Nuclear War Now Productions released this. This one came out early in the year, and at the time, it was my favorite release that I had heard of the year. I think it came out back in maybe February or March. But yeah, it stuck with me. It got a ton of repeat listens. Pound for pound, probably my favorite pure black metal release of this year. If you like stuff like Magua, obviously the Norman Shores and Necropoly, which I mentioned before, definitely check this out. Great vocals, tons of riffs going on. It's all in French, so they could be singing about, you know, playing at the playground and pushing kids on the swing sets for all I care. But Cenotaph, Monte Verita coming in at number 9. Number 8, Witch's Hammer, Damnation is My Salvation. Another Nuclear War Now Productions release. Canadian speed metal. This one gets my vote for album artwork of the year. You've got that speed metal logo just taking out this planet's see right there, speed metal. This band has been around for like 30 years, like late 80s I want to say, and this is their first full-length album, and man, what, like, it's so crazy that a band can be around for that long and not release an entire full length, and when they finally do, it's this fucking good. Totally fucking crazy to me. There are some songs on here that they have done before in the past. I believe, I don't take my word for this, but I think Deadly Mantis and Frozen God are demos of the past that have been re-recorded for this. But the song Witch's Hammer, the title track Damnation is My Salvation, those are two highlights for me. If you like thrash metal, speed metal, just fast, to the point, it doesn't get much better than this album. Witch's Hammer, Damnation is My Salvation, coming in at the 8th spot. 7, Caustic Wound with Death Posture. Profound Lore Records put this one out. Death metal / grindcore, Washington State band. Again, you know, I've talked about how much that Pacific Northwest just churns out band after band and album after album. It's an absolute breeding ground for some of the best new underground metal bands, and this one just fucking blew me away. It really did. Didn't leave my turntable for a long time. It still gets regular play, especially the song Ritual Trappings. If you're going to listen to one song off this album, listen to that one. and you'll get exactly what I'm talking about. Great stuff here from Caustic Wound, Death Posture. I could go on and on about this album, but just listen to it for yourself. Listen to all of these for yourself. Don't just take my word for it. Listen yourself, form your own opinion. That's what this is all about. I can't stress that enough. I feel like I say that often, but I feel like it gets lost so many times. So let's just keep churning. Here we go, baby. Proscription, Conduit, number 6. Finish, kind of black and death metal, I want to say. Probably more on the death metal side of things. Dark Descent release. If you ask me, Dark Descent this year had, as a collective, the best output of 2020. 20 bucks spin, Nuclear War Now Productions, both of those put out tons of killer releases. But Dark Descent, for my money, cream of the crop, bar none. This band I was not familiar with at all until the Dark Descent released this, and wow, one of the best extreme metal releases of this year, hands down. I know a lot of other people agree, but I also feel like there's a lot of people out there who haven't heard this one or just don't know it exists. So, again, that's one of the reasons why I make these videos. So you can listen to Proscription, Conduits, check out I the Burning Sun, Red Sacrament, Black Communion, Thy Black Nimbus Gate, and my favorite track on here, Blessed Feast of Black Set. Wow. And Finland is a country probably more known for its black metal, but as a whole, metal in general, Finland is putting out and has been putting out some of the best underground metal. Just again, Proscription, Conduit. Number 5, top 5, baby. Here we go. Prosanctus, Inferi, Hypnotic Blood Art. Another Nuclear War Now Productions release. This one I have not seen on a lot of year-end lists, and I don't know why, because the first time I put this on my turntable, the opening, 20 seconds of Dark Scarp of Hell, the first track, it was one of those moments where you just, your mouth is kind of hanging open and your ears perk up and your eyes get big and you're just like, wow. That is the feeling that I got from this album, and it is the feeling I still get from putting this album on. I often say there's nothing like listening to an album for the first time, but when you can find an album where every repeated listen just hits as hard as that first time, then you found something special. What a fantastic release. Third full length from Prosanctus and Inferi. Total package here. Absolute death metal, black metal assaults. There's so many bands who kind of blend the lines between those genres. It doesn't matter to me what you label these bands as. I'm not, a snob, like, oh no, that's definitely a death metal album. People like that are fucking nerds. Just take it for what it is, and it's good fucking metal music. Prosanctus and Inferi, Hypnotic Blood Art. Number 4, Undergang, however you want to pronounce it. Aldrig E. Livet. Much like the Eternal Champion album that I showed, I'm still waiting on the vinyl release for this one, but I will take whatever physical copy of this I can get right now. I only got this one recently. I knew it was going to be high up on this list before I even heard it. This is a band who, if you listen to underground death metal, this is a band that you know. So I'm not going to say much, but all I can say is that I cannot wait for live shows to return, and I cannot wait to see Undergang again. They were supposed to come to St. Vitus in Brooklyn with Mephitic Corpse and Pissgrave, which would have been the show of the summer. So I can't wait to hear these songs live. I can already hear the crowd shouting Meniscator and Road Code Dode. Shit is so fucking good. I don't know if I've heard a more disgusting death metal album sound so fucking catchy. The songwriting on this album is probably the best that Undergang has done in terms of the songwriting, the execution, the delivery, the song structures. There's, you know, borderline choruses in some of these songs, and it just really sticks with you. I find myself, you know, I get these stuck in my head. You know, granted, I've been listening to it nonstop every day since I got it, but so fucking good. Probably could have been higher up on this list, but I only got it recently. It doesn't really matter anyways. You all like this album. I don't need to talk about it that much. All right, top 3, baby. This is I feel like any of these 3 could have been my number 1 album. It was really tough to differentiate between the 3, but again, that's not something that really matters. It's all about the music, not where I rank them. Who gives a shit? Gorophilia, In the Eye of Nothing. I fucking love this band, and I love that more people are finally starting to take notice of them. Back in 2017, their prior album, Severed Monolith, was my number 1 album of the year, and this one just as easily could have been. And this is a band that went through some tough times. Their original vocalist tragically took his own life, and anytime that happens with any band, you have to question whether you want to continue on or cease to exist as this entity. And they made the choice to continue on. I believe either their bass player or one of their guitar players took over lead vocal duties, and they're still rolling ahead, full head of steam. Obviously, it sucks when you lose someone like that, but what a triumphant album here, and very, very worthy of the memory of, I want to say, Henry Kula is how you pronounce his name, but gone but not forgotten. On to the music on this one. Gorophilia, really, I like to say that they write better Morbid Angel riffs than Morbid Angel does now. You hear songs like Ouroboros Labyrinth, Devotion Upon the Worm, Simplicity of Decay, Not for the Weak. You know, it's it's better than what Morbid Angel has done in the past, you know, 2 decades. It really is. So if you like Morbid Angel, check out Gorophilia. I know a lot of you out there are aware of this band already, and that's awesome. It's good to see them getting some recognition now. This was a co-release between Misako Unoho and Dark Descent. You know, and they team up on releases. Usually Misako Unoho presses the vinyl, Dark Descent handles the CD and the tape. I always, you know, tend to go for the vinyl version, but I also have the CD as well. Gorophilia, In the Eye of Nothing, coming in at number 3. Number 2, Faceless Burial, Speciation. This is another co-release. Misako Unoho did the vinyl for, and Dark Descent did the CD for. Australia, mate. I was already aware of Faceless Burial before they put out this one. They have a full length and an EP that preceded this. Both of those are great, but this is head and shoulders above anything that they've ever done. The songwriting, the technicality, the musicianship, you can really tell that these guys have honed in on their craft. Everyone upped their game on this album. The riffs are more technical, the vocal delivery and the vocal patterns just absolutely match with the music perfectly. And I think that that's something that doesn't get taken into consideration very often. You know, anyone can lay down some deep guttural vocals over a death metal track, but it's the really good ones that know exactly when to deliver. You know, certain vocal patterns and deliveries just make all the difference. They really do, and I think that's something that goes unnoticed sometimes. But the opening track on this one, Worship, one of my favorite tracks of the year. Faceless Burial, Speciation, number 2. Could have been number 1, but there can be only one. And for me, my favorite album of the year, Worm, Gloomlord, Iron Bonehead Productions. This is one I've seen pop up a lot of year-end lists and even album of the year consideration. And what can I say other than it is most deserving? Phantom Slaughter was kind enough to send me this album upon its release way early in the year, like in February or something like that. And every time I put this one on my turntable, it hits the same. You know, sometimes even harder. You know, sometimes when you come back to an album and you hear certain things a different way than you did before, or you pick up on certain things that you didn't the first time around. And this is one of those albums. It's one of those special albums. And everything about this album, everything about the band Worm, just exudes everything that I love about the underground, everything that made me so passionate about extreme metal and underground metal. This album is a representative of, you know, Phantom Slaughter being kind enough to send me this album. It reminded me of, you know, the days of tape trading and things like that, where that was like the primary way where you got new albums, is people sending you them in the mail. Just I love, you know, that this community, this underground extreme metal community, is so tight knit, and people are always going out of their way to do nice things for people and just spread good music. And as far as the music goes in here, Worm kind of started out as like a one-man black metal band almost, with evocation of the Black Marsh. And on this one, a total transformation into a like funeral doom, death doom, still little hints of black metal going on, as you know, especially like aesthetically, but a total transformation, and one that I can't wait to see them build off of. Worm has a new album for Everglade coming out on 20 Bucks Spin in 2021. Keep an eye out for that. I cannot wait to hear that. When it comes to this album, the thing that really makes it stand out for me is the track Apparitions of Gloom. The solo in that is incredible. I believe there's a gentleman who gets credit for that solo on this work. But yeah, solos, Nihilistic Manifesto is what it says here, but it's on tape. It's on this record. It's part of this album, and just listen to that track, Apparitions of Gloom, and you'll probably want to listen to it over and over and over again. You'll probably want to listen to the whole album over and over again. At least I hope, because it's worthy, and it's my number 1 album of the year, baby. Worm, Gloomlord, love this shit. So that's it. That's the top 10, baby. As always, thank you for tuning in, watching these videos, liking, commenting, subscribing. I know that I was away for a while, and it's really awesome to see the reaction from some of you all, seeing how excited you are at the return of these videos. I can't say for sure if I'm gonna, you know, there's gonna be more. There might be, there might not be, but you know, I'm glad that you guys like them. I'm gonna do them if I get the time or the will, but it is what it is. That's it. Thanks a lot for tuning in. As always, till the next time. Take care.